Hello, everyone, once again. Welcome to our webinar, How to Implement SAP Cloud ERP Winncom Technologies Case. My name is Daria Turishova. I am a Sales and Account Manager at ACBaltica. And today with me is my colleague Alexander Babkevich, the Project Manager. Hi, Alex.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, and also we have a special guest, Vlad Fedorov, who is the Chief Financial Officer of Winncom Technologies. Nice to meet you, Vlad.
Hi, nice to meet you. Hello, everyone.
Yeah. We will start with a brief presentation of our company, and then I will give the floor to my colleagues to present the Winncom Technologies case, to tell more about the implementation of SAP Cloud ERP. And also, if you have any questions during our webinar, you can either write them in the chat or leave them in the Q&A session. And in the end, we will have a short Q&A session where we will answer your questions. Our company, ACBaltica, is an SAP Platinum partner and also the member of United Paras organization. Our headquarters is located in Vilnius in Lithuania. And also we have offices in Warsaw in Poland and in the United States in State Virginia. We have been working with SAP for more than 20 years and have delivered around 150 projects in more than 10 countries. Overall, we have two large departments. The first department works with customer experience products, and the second department is responsible for both ECC and S/4HANA, SuccessFactors, analytics, and also development and integration. And now I would like to give the floor to Vlad, and he will present Winncom Technologies and tell more about himself.
Thank you, Daria, and thank you for inviting me to this webinar. Hello again, everybody. My name is Vlad Fedorov. I'm Chief Financial Officer of Winncom Technologies Corporation. Winncom Technologies is in a distribution business. We provide wireless networking equipment across the globe. Basically, we have a very large customer base and multiple offices in different parts of the world, like in Mexico, Colombia, in Ireland, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan. So we were growing from a small business up to over 150 million in revenue per year. And at some point of time, we decided that we have to upgrade our ERP system. We were using Microsoft Dynamics GP, for instance, for many years. So we performed a few tests, and our choice is SAP S/4HANA Cloud Edition. So we basically tested it even further, and then we found ACBaltica and discussed with them the process, and we decided that it's a very good strategy for us to move ahead with this particular project. And here we are. We're running SAP every day right now. Now I give word to Alexander to start this journey.
Thank you, Vlad. Thank you, Daria. I briefly remind that my name is Alex, and I work on the Winncom project as a project manager, architect, and FI consultant. And I am very grateful to be participating in this performance today, and I hope the next half an hour will be really interesting for you. So let's cut to the chase and take a look at the next slide. When organizations begin their migration journey, they often have countless questions, from where do we start to how will it work in practice. On this slide, you can see some of the most common ones, and of course, Winncom had many of the same questions at the beginning of their journey. Not so long ago, just a few years back, ERP implementations look very different. We focused on spending weeks interviewing business users, documents and requirements, and only after that we begin building the system. Customers often asked, "Can you show us how it looks?" But we couldn't because nothing was ready yet. Now the approach has changed drastically. Instead of a long design blueprint project, we now work in a fit to standard agile and collaborative model. With SAP Activate, we can demonstrate the system from day one, validate real business processes in action, and adapt it quickly. This approach not only saves time and effort, but also ensures a faster, smoother, and more predictable migration to SAP S/4HANA Cloud. As the next slide, you can observe, let's say, journey based on SAP Activate methodology. This methodology is a clear, structured way to implement cloud solution. It helps both the customer and the project team understand what needs to happen, when it needs to happen, and who is responsible of each step. Instead of a long one-time project, it breaks the work into 6 measurable phases: discover, prepare, explore, realize, deploy, and run. Each phase comes with ready-made templates, tools, and best practices that guide the team throughout the process. This makes work more transparent, repeatable, and easier to track. What makes SAP Activate especially valuable is that it just isn't for go live. It also supports continuous improvement. After the system is live, the same framework helps the business adapt new capabilities and innovations without starting from scratch. In short, it gives structure to the project while keeping enough flexibility to adapt to each customer's situation. In practice, SAP Activate breaks the project into clear, measurable tracks. Each phase includes a defined set of work packages and deliverables across key project areas, such as system setup, data migration, integration, testing, and user enablement. This structure keeps all teams aligned and ensures that all activities progress in the right order and dependencies are clear. It also makes it easier to track progress, manage risks, and maintain quality throughout the project lifecycle. As you can see on the scheme, some of project stages are very intense, like prepare or realize, and some, like discover or deploy, have less planned activities. In this webinar, we will only focus on the most important deliverables of each stage, but you can always ask for more details during the Q&A sessions or contact us after the webinar. So, let's get started from the first stage. It is discover. This phase focuses on understanding what SAP S/4HANA Cloud can offer and how it can create value for the customer's business. During this stage, the project team explores solution capabilities, defines the business scope, and identifies key benefits. By the end of this phase, the project scope, high-level timelines, and target solution model are defined, creating a solid foundation for beginning implementation. The most important outcome of this phase is preparing the digital discovery assessment, or DDA in short. This is achieved using the appropriate key tools, which helps to define the project scope early by analyzing the customer's existing business processes and align them with SAP best practices. The assessments provide a clear picture of what will be included in the initial implementation and identifies areas that may require additional licenses, integrations, or localizations. By using the DDA, both the customer and the implementation team start the project with a shared understanding of the solution scope and business priorities. Now, I pass the word to Vlad, who will describe the discovery stage in Winncom.
Thank you, Alex. Yes, at the beginning of the project, our teams together explored the existing systems and our business processes. We identified which functionalities must move to S/4HANA Public Cloud and where we can adopt standard. As a result, we agreed about project scope for go live, including priorities and dependencies. On this slide, each scope item represents a business process. In total, we defined 73 scope items, with most of them in the finance area. Alex?
Exactly, Vlad. And we are coming to the next stage. It is prepare. This phase focuses on setting up everything needed to start the project efficiently and with a clear direction. At this stage, we onboard the product team, provision system and tools, and establish the foundation for delivery. During this phase, the customer teams begins self-enablement, gains access to the cloud starter system, and the project is officially kicked off, marking the transition from planning to execution. And again, I let Vlad explain how the prepare phase went for Winncom.
Yes, so we had a kickoff meeting. When we met with whole project team, we learned how the project would be structured and asked all the right questions. Our developer, for instance, was especially curious about reporting possibilities, and he asked his questions at that stage. Alex?
Excellent. Next, I will discuss the tool or rather the system that is used throughout the project. Cloud Application Lifecycle Management, or ALM, is a central tool that supports and automates project execution at this stage and further on. You can think about it just like Jira for SAP project, purpose-built to align with the SAP Activate phases and methodology. Once a project is created, ALM automatically organizes it into phases, tasks, and deliverables, helping the team track progress and manage dependencies. It also supports quality gates, ensuring that key milestones are reviewed and approved before moving forward. In addition, ALM helps manage requirements and backlogs, so everyone from consultant to business users can see what's planned, what's completed, and what needs attention. This structure brings consistency, visibility, and efficiency to the entire implementation process. Based on the DDA, it is necessary to reveal the high-level requirements for processes and understand company's organization structure. The business-driven configuration questionnaires are used for this. It is a key preparation activities that ensures the project team and business users are ready for the fit-to-standard workshops. It also helps align business expectations with system capabilities before configuration begins. This is how it works. First, we prepared the questionnaires using SAP Activate guidance. Then Winncom's business stakeholders reviewed and responded to the question based on the how process work in their organization. After that, we shared the responses with the configuration experts, who then use them to guide discussion during the workshops. This preparation step helps both sides focus on the right topics and ensures that decisions made during fit-to-standard session are informed, efficient, and aligned with business needs. What? How did the whole process look for you?
Well, Alex, that was exactly what we did. We discussed advanced technical issues for all lines of business, agreed how we will fix complex technical problems. These discussions gave the ACBaltica team the insight they needed to fine-tune our starter system.
Thank you. Let's proceed to the next stage. It is Explorer. This phase is where the project team validates how well SAP S/4HANA Cloud fits the customer's business needs. Based on the questionnaires that we received as a previous step, we prepared structured workshops to demonstrate system capabilities, review standard processes, and identify any gaps or requirements adjustments. And here I'd like to give the floor to Vlad again.
Thank you, Alex. For us, this stage was when the real work began. We had hands-on workshops with stakeholders in sales, P2P, finance. We identified gaps and built our backlog. Also, at this stage, we decided which add-ons we will need for our system. So we discovered that we need advanced shipping for integration with carriers, digital payments for credit card operations, advanced cash management for some advanced features, like, for example, transfer between the accounts, and receivable management for dispute resolution. With these add-ons, we could ensure that the new system will match how we actually work. Alex?
Perfect. Let me focus on the fit to standard execution workshops for a bit longer. These workshops are the core of the Explore phase. This is where the project team reviews SAP best practice in a live system and validates how well they fit the customer's business requirements. Configuration experts demonstrate the predefined processes using the starter system. Meanwhile, business process experts assess how this process aligns with their operations. Together, they discuss potential gaps and document any delta requirements that can be converted by standard functionality. The team also uses the business-driven configuration questionnaires from the previous step to make key configuration decisions, define required extensions, and identify integration or data needs. These decisions and requirements are then documented in the backlog, forming the basis for the next phase of implementation. And next steps is data preparation for building an analytics system. Again, I give the word to Vlad.
Thank you, Alex. We understood that the quality of data is the key to the effective analytics system. So we knew that data migration would be a challenge. To avoid mistakes and to make the whole process smoother, we invited an additional team member, a data expert. With her active participation, we started preparing, cleaning, and collecting our legacy data. At the same time, to ensure that we have reporting from day one, we began designing dashboards and reports directly in embedded SAC. That helped us to see where we were heading. Alex?
Okay. In the SAP ecosystem, Analytics Cloud is the core solution for working with data. SAP has it embedded. It means that you don't need to buy a separate license. So, at this stage, we started to design the analytics environment, defining how data will be collected, structured, and visualized in SAC. The goal was to ensure that reporting and insights are available from day one and fully integrated with transactional process in S/4HANA Cloud. Before building dashboards, it is important to start with data itself. Identify which data objects exist in the legacy system and how they map to SAP. Then decide which of them are truly needed and which can be cleaned, archived, or left behind. Not every piece of data needs to be migrated immediately. Prioritizing and cleansing data makes migration smoother and improves the quality of analytics. This helps deliver faster, more reliable business insights once the system is up and running. And we are moved to the next phase. It's realize. Vlad, what was it for you?
Alex, as we moved forward, we focused on a process that needed some extra fine-tuning and customization, like landed cost, project maintenance, and dropship orders. So ACBaltica suggested ways to implement those processes exactly the way we needed them. In some cases, we used add-ons, somewhere had a bit of custom development. However, a major part of the system was implemented based on SAP best practices with only about 10% of customizations.
Perfect. I can proceed. Well, the realize phase is where the project team turns design into working solution. At this stage, we configure, extend, and test the system step by step, ensuring that each business process works as intended and delivers measurable value. During this phase, we loaded Winncom's data into the system, and replicated the solution in the test environment for end-to-end validation. We conducted multiple testing cycles, trained key users, and refined technical and business processes based on feedbacks. Testing wasn't our only concern at that moment. In parallel, we developed the cutover and operational plans, all to prepare for go live. During the realize phase, the team configures the system using an agile sprint-based approach. Each sprint includes short, focused cycles of configuration, testing, and review, allowing the project team to verify progress and ensure that business needs are met early and consistently. Configuration activities are guided by the backlog created during the Fit to Standard workshops. Every sprint delivers a tested and reviewed set of functionalities, which are then transported from the development system to the test system on the weekly basis. During implementation, every organization has unique requirements that go beyond the standard solution, and of course, so did Winncom. Obviously, S/4HANA Cloud offers extensibility option to address these needs while keeping the system stable and upgrade safe. There are three main types of extensibility. First one, key user extensibility. Second, developer. Third, side-by-side extensibility. User extensibility allows business experts to extend the SAP S/4HANA Cloud without deep technical knowledge. It focuses on last-mile extensions using low-code or no-code tools. In turn, developer extensibility enables developers to build in-app extension directly within a SAP environment using special tools. The last side-by-side extensibility used for larger independent applications or integrations, often developed on SAP BTP in any preferred language. This layered approach ensures flexibility. Customers can tailor the system where needed while preserving standard processes and ensuring smooth upgrades in the future. Moving on, we will talk about data. As far as you know, SAP S/4HANA Migration Cockpit is the main tool used to transfer data from legacy system to S/4HANA Cloud. It provides a structured and guided process to ensure data is migrated accurately, efficiently, and securely. With this application, project teams can select migration objects, map source data to SAP structures, simulate data migration process, and load the data into the target system. The process supports staging tables, Excel or XML templates, and API-based transfers from automated data loading. This approach minimizes manual effort while ensuring consistent data across all migrated objects, including master data such as customers and materials, as well as transactional data. By using the Migration Cockpit, teams can validate, transform, and load data in a repeatable and transparent way, supporting a smooth transition to the new SAP environment. After the data preparation, we move on to testing. And as I mentioned before, all configuration tasks, test results, and user stories are tracked and managed in SAP Cloud ERP, providing full transparency, traceability, and control over the implementation progress. Testing ensures that the configured system works as expected and supports the customer's business process end-to-end. Several types of tests are performed during the realize phase, each with a specific goal. There are unit tests, string tests, business process tests, integration, authorization, data migration tests, and finally user acceptance tests. With ALM, the testing progress is faster and more transparent. Instead of managing test cases in spreadsheets, or documents, user can run predefined SAP test cases directly in the system. Any issues that arise are logged automatically. In turn, configuration experts are notified instantly, reducing rework and speeding up the overall testing cycle. However, the main challenge with testing is not the testing itself, but rather convincing key user to dedicate time to it. Do you agree with me, Vlad?
Yes, Alex, exactly. For us, testing was a real challenge. It wasn't easy to convince business users to find time to participate in testing of the new system. However, some key users stepped up, completed functional and integrational tests, and made it possible for us to move ahead.
Yeah, it's true. So, during this stage, we focus is on preparing user for the new system. The project team develops learning materials based on the training strategy that was defined before. Consequently, all the necessary user guides and handouts were prepared properly. Well, cutover planning is the final step before go live. This is the stage where all activities required to switch from the old system to SAP S/4HANA Cloud are coordinated in detail. A well-prepared cutover plan defines who does what, when, and how, ensuring that every task is completed in the right order with minimal disruption to business operations. Vlad?
Alex, I can confirm every task, every owner, and every deadline was clearly defined in our cutover plan, so nothing would slip through the cracks. It gave us confidence in process and I believe saved us both time and money. And we also tested our data migration thoroughly, checking extracted data from all systems in both development and test environments. This gave us peace of mind before the big move. Alex?
Awesome. The plan includes a communication framework, detailed task lists with durations, defined roles and responsibilities, and clear cutoff and resume times for business activities. It also outlines feedbacks, scenarios, milestones, and success criteria to ensure a controlled and predictable transition. Once the cutover plan has been finalized, the team will execute the defined tasks step by step to smoothly transition the company into the new production environment. So, we are finishing up the release and moving on to the last but one stage of implementation, and it is deploy. This phase marks the transition from project implementation to live operations. During this stage, the project team finalizes the solution, resolves outstanding issues, and confirms that the system and company are ready for go live. Key activities include conducting final system and integration testing, performing cutover and data migration, execution organization change management, and communication plans to support a smooth transition for users. At this stage, we also ensure that all end users training is complete, post-go-live support and monitoring processes are in place to ensure system stability and prompt issue resolution. The deploy phase concludes with the go-live itself. When business operations officially move to SAP S/4HANA Cloud, and the project is handed over to the support organization for continuous operation and improvement. At this stage, the customer should already start learning how to work in the new system to optimize user adoption. We recommended combining learning and performance support for end users. It will be micro-learning, social and collaborative learning, classroom or virtual instructor-led delivery, and on-the-job support in person. During the deploy process, the project reached its final stage before go live. All testing cycles are completed, results are reviewed, and any remaining issues are resolved. The team finalizes training sessions, ensuring that every key user is confident and ready to operate the new system. At this point, the full set of project artifacts, I mean all project documentations, test results, and system configurations, are collected and validated. The readiness of both the system and company is confirmed. Once everything is analyzed and approved, the project team gives the green light for the cutover weekend, the final transition from the old environment to SAP S/4HANA Cloud. It is the last coordinated effort before the new system officially goes live. Vlad, do you agree?
Yes, Alex. As we all remember, Go Live week was intense. Both ACBaltica and Winncom teams worked side by side in our office here in Solon, Ohio, training users and executing the cutover plan together. This truly felt like a joint effort, quite intense though. At the production cutover stage, we were getting ready for the cutover weekend. We carefully checked every piece of data, inventory, receivables, payables, bank account balances, making sure the system was ready. Alex?
It was interesting time. And finally, the last stage of implementation is run. This phase begins after the system goes live. It focuses on maintaining stable operations while continuously improving and expanding the solution. The goal is to ensure that the system performs reliably, supports daily business activities, and continues delivering value over time. Vlad, how it was for you?
Well, like any go live, the first few weeks brought their share of surprises, small errors, user questions, a few growing pains. But within 2 weeks, everything settled and we were running smoothly in the new system. During this phase, we also focused on ongoing system operations, monitor performance, and manage challenge requests as business needs evolve. Later, when we see that the system works stable, we also start thinking about future upgrades, do regression testing for new releases, and upgrades to ensure smooth adoption of updates without disrupting our operations. And of course, we expect that Winncom will continue to activate new functionality, adapt innovations, and refine process based on user feedback and performance insight. All that ensures that SAP S/4HANA Public Cloud remains aligned with business goals and continues to generate measurable values. Alex?
Thank you. Well, it looks like we are coming to the end and it's time to sum up the results. Based on our experience, we have conducted that it is necessary to follow the methodology during the implementation process. This is the main statement. Of course, not all steps are mandatory and project may differ slightly, but methodology is still the foundation. Additionally, to ensure zero downtime, we strongly recommend that carefully consider the following key points. First one, identify process gaps early as much as you can in the fit to standard phase. This will save time on acquiring additional add-ons, for example. Second, examine the legacy data you will be transferring carefully to ensure it won't damage the new target system. And third, have key users undergo all types of testing to ensure the system is working properly. And now, Vlad will discuss the continuous conclusions that Winncom has made.
Well, Alex, for us, the implementation was a great success and it boosted our growth. In March 2025, for instance, the very first month after go live, we hit our record sales. Also, we shortened our month-end closing, streamlined operations, and most importantly, we gained real-time visibility into global activities. Sales and operations are finally working on the same platform with fewer delays and lost orders. And all of that was done without a single day of downtime. Our cooperation with ACBaltica is far from being over, however. One was our initial goal to unify operational process and sales. So the next step is the implementation of another brand new SAP product, Sales Cloud version 2, and integration of that in the new CRM with the company website. And then we will roll out solutions for all our branches worldwide. And also we look forward to start using SAP AI tools, namely AI natural language search like Joule. With the brand new core platform, we can use the cutting edge solutions and we will definitely benefit from them in our companies. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you for your results, Vlad. Well, I have to consider that our demo is about to end. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, please text us in the chat. We will try to answer them.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Very interesting presentation. I see that we have at least one question. Hello, everyone. Is this solution integrated with other services, non-SAP? Alexander, could you please comment on this?
Thank you. Good question. Yeah, definitely. SAP public cloud solution are integrated with other services, both SAP and non-SAP. Any kind of integrations is achieved through tools like SAP Business Technology Platform, which acts as a middleware for connecting different integrations and systems. In turn, integration with non-SAP system can be established via different APIs, and for this purpose, special tenant might be used. It's named SAP Integration Suite. Regarding our project, regarding Winncom implementation, we can remind that we established connection with 6, if I am not mistaken, third-party solution. As Vlad said, there were advanced shipping, the solution responsible for carriers operations. Our tax is used for external tax calculations. What else? Digital payments are done, responsible of payment cards processing. Concur also. What else? Integration with bank via special APIs, and not so long ago we have established integration with another ERP system, and this two system established project. I mean web-based elements.
Thank you very much. I see the second question is coming. Hi, what kind of specialists do you need and how many to implement such a project? I think the question is to you both, guys. Could you please answer?
Now, I probably will answer this question because for us, it was very important to start forming the team, having one representative at least from each department involved, from sales, purchasing, warehouse, inventory management, finance, accounting, receivables, payables. So we basically discussed what needs to be changed at the same time. And we also involved a database specialist and a programmer from our team. And we also temporarily hired SAP data specialist. So we will have on our side, in our team, we will have somebody who can quickly review the files for import, review the data integrity, give us valuable suggestions on what needs to be done, how the data should be handled before importing into SAP, because that person had like a very extensive experience in data migrations, imports, and operating with various data volumes within SAP as well. So it was very helpful. So to summarize, the group that we had, it was on our side, it was about 10 people, and then probably about the same size group was on ACBaltica side, and we worked at first remotely, and then we worked together here in our office to make sure that everything will be up and running smoothly. So.
I will add a little. Nobody will deny that the way project team interact and communicate with each other is the key to the success of any kind of projects. As far as I remember, SAP methodology suggests to start building the team from the first role. It is customer executive sponsor who are responsible of project implementation and desire to implement new project. After that, identify system administrator as a IT contact, and then find project managers, business stakeholders, as Vlad said, and configuration experts. But bottom line, on my opinion, these two teams should look like mirror of each other, because working jointly reduces any risks and ensures the success of project.
Thanks. Actually, I don't see any other questions, but if there are any questions left from your side, you see on your screen the contact information, and you can reach out to our company either via email or via phones. I would like to, first of all, to thank you, Vlad and Alex, for this performance, for this presentation. And of course, I would like to thank everyone who attended this webinar today.
Thank you, Daria. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, and have a great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Have a good day.